everybody. Today we're here with Todd DeMann in your lovely home.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here. And you are the founder of Freshology.
Yes, started it in 2005.
Ooh, nice. And it is an amazing concept. I'm so excited for our audience to find out more about it. And who do we have over here?
This is Chef Raffi. He's our culinary director.
Ah, Chef Raffi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Do you design all the food, or is there a group of chefs, or are you the primary chef? Or?
Yeah, I'm the primary chef. I'm writing all the menus. Work with a couple of people back at the team. A lot of collaboration also with Todd.
Great, great. Now, the first thing that I want people to know about is this amazing concept and how it got started. And I know you've been in the restaurant business for quite a long time, and you've brought gourmet cooking with convenience and also the nutritional aspect as well as freshness to the general public. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, I've always been a big foodie ever since I've been very young. And actually, 5 years old, I was eating escargot and frog's legs. So I've always been into great kinds of foods and healthy foods. Being in the restaurant business before, I saw a need for people to eat healthy. So my concept was to come together and find very highly trained, successful, chefs that came from the finest restaurants.
Such as Chef Raffi?
Exactly, who came from the finest restaurant in Los Angeles. Come together and create these really dynamic recipes, make really smart substitutions, and create a gourmet restaurant-style experience in your home.
So you're their helper. You're their little helper. You're their chef in a box, right?
It's like a support system, yeah. Chef in a box, that's good.
Yeah, right.
It's all about the creative process and striving for very, very high quality when we're cooking.
So, Chef Raffi, what do we have today? What are we preparing today?
Today we're gonna do a roasted tilapia with some Chinese black rice, which is a delicious, nutty, beautiful rice. And then we have an array of some farmer's market vegetables that are very seasonal and very simply prepared with a little bit of a basil puree to act as a sauce, and some marigold flowers that add a nice presentation. We have some heirloom carrots that are roasted in olive oil. We have some patty pan squash right here. Some tiny little baby potatoes that are nice and sweet and earthy. Some Japanese mushrooms that we've sauteed lightly in olive oil.
Okay.
And here's that basil puree. And it sounds really simple, but I think if you taste it, you'll see it has an intense herb flavor to it, a basil flavor to it. We triple blanch the basil until it kind of concentrates.
Okay.
And then we shock it in ice.
Okay.
And then blended with a little olive oil.
One of the keys to Freshology is the beautiful sauces that you make that don't add a lot of calories, but they add a lot of flavor. Is that correct?
It's all about intense flavor. Because that's what since you're not adding butter or you're not adding fats,
right.
Fats give you flavor.
Right. You
have to substitute that with something else. Yeah. So Raffi has all these sneaky culinary techniques where he's able to produce really intense flavors in sauces, and people are really kind of surprised when they're like, wow, that's really great, that's really flavorful, but we're not adding any calories.
And what type of fish do we have today?
We're using some tilapia.
Again, all of our ingredients we try to find that either all natural, organic, or sustainable.
Okay, great. Well, let's get started. Come on over here and show us what you're doing with your fish.
Sounds good. A lot of times people struggle with cooking fish at home. They overcook it and it dries out.
Yeah, right?
It's not enjoyable.
No, absolutely.
So one important thing to start is obviously seasoning your fish. So we use sea salt. I prefer to use sea salt. It's more natural, it's not processed. And we're seasoning both sides of it.
Okay.
So the next thing is a non-stick pan. I love using a non-stick pan because obviously it's a lot easier.
Don't need the butter and everything else, right?
For sure, you get to use less fat.
Okay.
And speaking of fat, again, one of the healthiest and most delicious fats that we use a lot of is extra virgin olive oil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So a good tip for cooking fish at home is you want to let the pan get hot first before you put the fish in, or else it's going to stick.
Yeah.
Even though you're using a non-stick pan.
That's right.
And even if it doesn't stick, it's going to steam, and you don't want it to steam. You want it to roast. You want that sear, that caramelization. So as soon as I see a little bit of smoke coming off the pan, and the oil is dancing, as they say, right here, that's when the fish goes down. That's good. And you want to put the presentation side first.
Okay.
And splash it away from you.
Right, you don't want to get burned, right, Todd?
Right, you don't want to get burned. So if it does splash, it goes away.
The thing that I thought was so amazing about it is that if you're in the local region, the food comes daily, but you can ship across the nation.
We can ship anywhere in the United States where FedEx delivers.
And I know that you have a great support system and a great analysis system that people can go online or talk to somebody, directly at Freshology to get them on the right track and keep them there, correct?
Absolutely. We have a coach that you actually work with. Somebody is your customer service rep that actually will take you you from start to finish. They know everything about you and everything that you like and don't like. And you have a personal number right to their desk. And they help you in every which way. So if you're traveling and you need to have your food delivered to another location, they take care of it instantly. If you need to have it delivered to a hotel, we can deliver it right to the hotel.
That's amazing.
But what's also important, we take a lot of feedback from our customers. So we'll actually gather the feedback from our customers as, it'd be great if you had this on the menu. And then so Ralph and I sit down and figure out how we can make that work. Awesome. And so suddenly there's a group of customers that were asking about it, and a month later they see it on the menu, they're very excited.
I would be. This is amazing, actually. So how's the fish doing?
So it's doing perfect. If this was being prepared at Freshology to be delivered for the next day or the next 2 days, we would stop the cooking process right here.
Okay.
We've seared both sides. You see that beautiful coloration?
Yeah, it's gorgeous and it smells wonderful.
That's flavor right there.
That is flavor.
So we would remove it at this point, where the inside center part of the fish is a little bit raw.
Okay.
But because it's going to be reheated, as Todd mentioned, in the microwave or in the oven, we want to give it a little bit of a margin to have space to cook for a little bit longer.
Okay, very good. This is pretty amazing. Yeah. I'm sure you're excited about what you're doing here for people.
We do. You know, it's very satisfying to us that we know that we're able to help people, lose weight. But also, what's really interesting is that we find that so many people are able to get off different medications because of the food that they're eating here. So their high blood pressure goes down, their cholesterol goes down,
and so get off those statin drugs, huh?
Absolutely. And we get all this great feedback, and it's so exciting from people saying, I struggled for so many years with so many different diets that I failed.
They didn't have flavor. They didn't have variety.
I tried Freshology. It was so easy. And I lost all this weight, and I didn't have to work at it. It's very, very satisfying.
Wow! And look at this gorgeous presentation. And like you say, Raffi, you eat with your eyes, right?
Absolutely, for sure. Now,
something like this, is this what we'd see in a normal portion for a Freshology meal?
Absolutely.
And this would be a dinner type of meal?
This would be a dinner. And the problem is that there's been this sort of portion distortion that goes on in America, and that portions have gotten so oversized that they're not realistic anymore. Yeah. And the average consumer is supposed to eat about 2,000 to 2,400 calories.
Depending on your activity levels.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
But you can go to a restaurant, any restaurant, and you can have a meal that's over 1,400 calories just one meal.
Absolutely.
So consumers are eating somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 calories.
And they're not doing that much activity?
None whatsoever. Not enough.
No, not enough. Now, when did you come up with this one? Was this something? Is one of your standard fares? Is this one that's like pretty traditional that you guys like to offer?
Like most things that we come up with in terms of the food, we let the seasons really dictate how we're going to cook. So right now we're approaching winter. Root vegetables are big. Mushrooms, potatoes are great. And black rice, to me, the nuttiness of it kind of reminds me of wild rice, which is, to me, it goes hand in hand with Thanksgiving and the holiday seasons.
Right.
So that's kind of where it came from. And then we just lighten it up with this herb puree. We're going to garnish it with some marigolds.
Are you just showing off for me, or is this an everyday occurrence at Freshology?
This is actually, you come down to our facility, you see this an everyday concern.
It's amazing.
One of the interesting things that you come down, you see our facility. We make millions of meals a year, but they're all made by hand. There's no machine.
That's awesome.
So that's the care that goes into it. And you see when they're plating the meals, they're putting the black rice in a specific place. They're putting a certain number of mushrooms in a certain place, and there's consistency. Again, you're eating with your eyes. It's about freshness, it's about variety, and again, it's about something that you really want to dig into.
Well, guys, this is so beautiful. I hate to mess it up, but you know what? I got to taste it.
You have to taste it.
And I have your blessings, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, this is amazing that you can create this beautiful of a plate, and you can do it nationwide.
Well, there's not many companies that can do this. There's a lot of either regional companies or local companies, but there isn't anybody out there that can deliver this level of quality food nationwide.
Wow, that's impressive. And I mean, now we'll see what it tastes like, because it looks beautiful. All right. Now we're going to see what it tastes like. Now I've got a little bit of componentry of everything here, with the exception of the carrot. So I'm gonna taste this out and see how I like it.
Go for it.
Oh, the freshness is evident.
Thank you.
I mean, these mushrooms are great, and you know what? Very light.
That's the idea.
Not a heavy taste at all.
Right.
And more than being genius, which I think you both are, by the way, and I'm very impressed with what you're doing here, you're giving back to the community.
Absolutely. That's very important to us. I've been on the board of the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank for the last 4 years, and part of our mission at Freshology is to help people who can't help themselves. So we do a lot of outreach to the community in raising funds and helping people get meals on the table.
Wow. And I mean, everybody has got to go to your website. And what's the website address?
It's freshology.com.
Okay, and they get started right there.
Absolutely.
And they can change their lives, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for all you do. You're amazing. You guys are doing some great work, and I really appreciate it. I'm sure you at home appreciate it. And thank you so much for being here with us. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.